Can you guys hear me? Yeah. One man protesting Tom Brady's return to Boston. The traitor Tom, when found, should be sent to the gallows. The good General Washington would surely have had his head for the treasonous acts of heading to another team and winning a championship and winning a war for the Buccaneers and leaving the people of New England in squalor. Yee-hee. You all seen? Anyone seen wearing TB12 garb who can be considered an enemy of the state by the Patriots? Is it not true that New England deserves a new champion in Mac Jones? Should you not support Mac and Bill? How dare you treasonous people support Tom Brady in his return to these hallowed grounds where he won many championships and then turned his back on you? We protest live from the State House, demanding that Governor Baker pass a proclamation banning Tom Brady from New England forever, or have him sent to the gallows. Who's with me? Nobody. I'm out here by myself. But I know the people of New England agree. If they had balls, they would say, down with Tom Brady, and they would support the rise of Mac Jones. They would continue their support for the General Bill Belichick. And I don't know the next word, and his smarts. Was it not Bill that helped us win these Super Bowls, or was it Tom? Shall it not be decided in Foxborough on Sunday? Or should we ban the traitor? Is Tom not a Benedict Arnold? Is he not a Judas? Tom Brady turned his back on you. Why? Because he was butthurt that Bill Belichick wouldn't give him a hug. He was upset. His daddy didn't say, I love you. So he went away crying. A 40-something-year-old man needs a boy, so he turned his back. He turned his back on you. We are protesting the return, by we I mean me. We are protesting the return of Tom Brady, and I ask for your support. I call out now to Governor Charlie Baker to activate the National Guard and have Tom Brady arrested the moment he lands at Logan Airport, or I guess he'd probably fly into Providence. So maybe the governor out there, I don't know who the governor in Rhode Island is, but whatever. Do you stand against Tom Brady? Are we united against the Sith? Tell you what I'm united against. Going to the gym, I'm dying out here. Whew! For those of you that are watching on the live feed, this is my podcast, Spazzing Out, America's podcast. Typically, I'm out protesting freedom of speech and protecting the Constitution, but today, I'm protecting New England's rights to not have that scumbag Tom Brady return. Honk your horn if you support the Patriots and you don't care about Tom Brady anymore. Well, that's one guy. I don't think he heard me, but that's cool. I'll take it. Let the siren ring in the new era. Right? Oh, I'm falling over. Hold on. For those of you that are watching or listening to my podcast, Spazzing Out America's podcast, I'm protesting the return of Tom Brady. I've dressed up as the town crier. I'm letting the city of Boston know that it's unacceptable to let Tom Brady come back. He turned his back on us. He's a turncoat. We shouldn't support him. We should boo him. And there's no effing way Tom Brady should be allowed back in New England. And I'd like him arrested. And I'd like him to be tried for treason. on and support the new regime under Mac Jones. Boo! Boo! Tom Brady, the king of putrescence. Tom Brady, the ageless wonder who turned his back on you. We have a new king in the north. Mac Jones has risen. He has pulled the sword out of the stone. Tom Brady doesn't care about New England. He thinks the weather's cold up here. Tom Brady doesn't care about you. He wants you to just use his TB12 products and to make more money and could care less about winning championships for New England. He has moved on to another wife. He has been betrothed to another. And we must support the new campaign by General Belichick and his aide-de-camp, Mac Jones. I ask you to join me in booing Tom Brady on Sunday. And I suppose we should take it a step further and demand that if you see the Traitor Tom, you let him know that we are displeased with his egregious act to leave New England. Let him know. Let his wife know. Leave his kids alone, though. Don't be a dick. Let his wife know. Let him know that we don't like traitors in Boston. We here in Boston, we stick together. Us New Englanders, we're loyal. We stand hand in hand with each other. And when somebody like Tom Brady turns their back on us, we turn our back on them. And then we beat them and we win. Tom Brady should be sent to the gallows. Treason on high. Honk your horn if you support the Patriots and the movement to oust Tom Brady from Boston forever.
Tom Brady is my uncle, motherfucker.
Tom Brady sucks, brother. You're mesmerized by how great Tom is, and you're missing the fact. It's like this. Let me put it this way. You hooked up with the chick that was a great piece of ass, and she moved on, and you still think about her. No longer can you think about that girl. She is dropping it on another man. You now need to move on and support Mac Jones and support this New England Patriot team. Support Robert Kraft. We are loyal to the New England Patriots. We are not Buccaneers fans. We are not Tampa Tom fans. We do not care about TB12. We support our teams here in Boston for better or for worse. Down with Tom Brady as we watch the rise of a new era. Please honk your horn if you think Tom Brady is a traitor. Should Tom Brady, the treasonous, he's a terrorist. Tom Brady is a terrorist and has left New England only to try to rain bombs back down on us again. I say we should sound the alarm. One, if by land, that would mean that they're running the ball. Two, if by air, that would mean Tom Brady is passing it. The Buccaneers are coming. The Buccaneers are coming. The Buccaneers are coming. Ready yourself for battle. We have been tipped off that the traitor will make his presence felt in New England, and he should be arrested upon arrival. Tom Brady needs to be shown that New England stands together and that Boston is truly Boston strong. Like Big Papi said, I don't know if I could swear on here, but whatever. This is our fucking city, and we don't want traitors like Tom back. Like Julian Edelman, who I would call the Hamilton to George Washington or to Bill Belichick, however you would say it. Foxborough forever. That is a true patriot. Tom Brady is a wolf in sheep's clothes. You should not support him this weekend. You should boo him. You need to burn your Tampa Tom t-shirts. Take your Brady 12 shirts and throw them in the garbage and buy a Mac Jones shirt. Do you stand with me, Boston, and support of Mac Jones and the New England Patriots? Or will you bow and take a knee in front of the disgraceful Tom Brady? Give me liberty or give me death. Has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but I wanted to say it. I think there's some officers that, sorry guys, I'm just having a protest against Tom Brady coming back. I want Governor Charlie Baker to pass a proclamation that that scumbag traitor no longer be allowed in New England for turning his back on all of us. But I don't think you have anything to worry about me. It's a one-man protest. I think I speak for the rest of Boston and the 5 people that are watching me on Facebook that Tom Brady is a traitor and should not be welcomed back into Boston or to Foxborough or New England. Did we win the Great War so that we could let treasonous people like Tom Brady hang amongst us? Will you look back on the good times of the girlfriend that cheated on you? Is that what you do? Are you a man or are you a mouse? Do you wallow and whine thinking about the good times that you had? Or do you move forward and realize that you have been tricked? That the traitor, the serpent, the terrorist, Tom Brady, has fooled you, moved on to another team, won a Super Bowl, does not care about you, and what? The second he comes back, you get down on your hands and knees begging. The second Tom Brady returns, like as if the girl you have always wanted to be with comes back, but you're already with another girl, do you ditch her and go for a one-night fling? No. Forget about Tom Brady. It's time to move on to Mac Jones, Mac Sauce. Here in New England, we are a proud people, and winter is coming, and there will be a new king, the king in the north, Mac Jones. All right. For those of you that are, this is Spazzing Out, America's podcast. I do my podcast 5 times a week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I upload it to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio. Hey, Alexa, play Spazzing Out, America's podcast. Typically, my podcast is a political podcast. But since Tom Brady... Since Tom Brady is in the news, I thought I would take it upon myself to have a one-man protest dressed up in the town crier garb to demand that Tom Brady be arrested for high crimes. We cannot stand as a people and allow Tom Brady to waltz through here as if he didn't hurt us, as if he didn't turn his back on us. It cannot be allowed.